Hello, hello everyone. Good evening. Praise the Lord. So, today we are going to study Old Testament, Numbers chapter 30. We are going to study Numbers from chapter 30. Let's go. Numbers chapter 30. And Moses said to the heads of the tribes of the children of Israel, "This is the order of the Lord. When a man takes an oath to the Lord or gives an undertaking having the force to an oath, let him not go back from his word, but let him do whatever he has said he will do. If a woman, being young and under the authority of the father, takes an oath to the Lord or gives an undertaking, if her father, hearing of her oath or the undertaking she has given, says nothing to her, then all her oaths and every undertaking she has given will have force. But if her father, hearing of it, makes her take back her word, then the oaths or the undertakings she has given will have no force, and she will have forgiveness from the Lord, because her oath was broken by her father. And if she is married to a husband at the time when she is under an oath or an undertaking given without thought, if her husband, hearing of it, says nothing to her at the time, then the oaths she made and the undertakings she gave will have force. But if her husband, hearing of it, makes her take it back, then the oath she made and the undertaking she gave without thought will have no force of effort, and she will have the Lord's forgiveness. But oath made by a widow or one who is no longer married her husband, and every undertaking she has given will have force of she made an oath while she was under the authority of her husband, and her husband, hearing of it, said nothing to her and did not put a stop to it. Then all her oaths and every undertaking she gave will have force. But if her husband, on hearing of it, made them without force or effect, then whatever she had said about her oaths or her undertaking has no force. Her husband has made them without effect, and she will have the Lord's forgiveness. Every oath and every undertaking which she gives to keep herself from pleasure may be supported or broken by her husband. But if she The days go on, and her husband says nothing whatever to her. Then he is giving the support of his authority to her oaths and undertaking, because at the time of hearing them he said nothing to her. But if at some time after hearing of them he makes them without force, then he is responsible for her wrongdoing. These are the laws which the Lord gave Moses in relation to a man and his wife, or a father and a young daughter who is under his authority. Chapter 31. Then the Lord said to Moses, give the Midianites punishment for the wrong they did to the children of Israel, and after that you will go to rest with your people. So Moses said to the people, let men from among you be armed for war, to put into effect against Midian the Lord's punishment on them. From every tribe of Israel sent 1,000 to the war. So from the thousands of Israel 1,000 were taken from every tribe, 12,000 men armed for war. And Moses sent them out to war, 1,000 from every tribe, and with them Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the priest, taking in his hands the vessels of the holy place and the horns for sounding the note of war. And they made war on Midian, as the Lord gave orders to Moses, and they put and to death every male. They put the kings of Midian to death with the rest, Avi and Recham and Zur and Hur and Reba, the 5 kings of Midian, and Balaam, the son of Beor, they put to death with the sword. The women of Midian, with their little ones, the children of Israel took prisoner, and all their cattle and flocks and all their goods they took for themselves, and after burning all their towns and all their tent circles, they went away with the goods they had taken, men and beasts, and the prisoners and the goods and everything they had taken. They took to Moses and Eleazar the priest and the people of Israel to the tent circle in the lowlands of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho. Then Moses and Eleazar the priest, the chiefs of the people, went out to them before they had come into the tent circle. And Moses was angry with the chiefs of the army, the captain of thousands, and the captains of hundreds, who had come back from the war. And Moses said to them, why have you kept all the women safe? It was these who, moved by Balaam, were the cause of Israel's sin against the Lord in the question of Peor, because of which disease came on the people of the Lord. So now put every male child to death, and every woman who has had sex relations with a man, but all the female children who have had no sex relations with men, you may keep for yourselves. You yourselves will have to keep outside the tent circle for 7 days. Any one of you who has put any person to death or come near a dead body, and on the third day and on the seventh day make yourselves and your prisoners clean, and every bit of clothing and anything made of leather or goat's hair or wood you are to make clean. Then Eleazar the priest said to the men of war who had been to the fight, this is the rule of the law which the Lord has given to Moses. But gold and silver and brass and iron and tin and lead and anything which may be heated is to go through the fire and be made clean, but in addition, it is to be put in the water of cleaning, and anything which may not go through the fire is to be put in the water. And on the seventh day, after washing your clothing, you will be clean, and then you may come into the tent circle. And the Lord said to Moses, get an account of everything which was taken in the war of men and of beasts. You and Eleazar, the priest, and the heads of families of the people, and let division be made of it into two parts, one for the men of war who went out to the fight, and one for all the people, and from the men of war who went out, let there be if offered to the Lord one out of every 500 from the persons, and from the oxen and asses and sheep. Take this from their part, and give it to Eleazar the priest as an offering to be lifted up to the Lord. And from the part given to the children of Israel, take one out of every 50 from the persons and from the oxen and asses and sheep, and give it to the Levites who have the care of the house of the Lord. So Eleazar and Moses did as the Lord had given orders to Moses. Now the beasts taken, in addition to what the fighting men took for themselves, were 675,000 sheep, and 72,000 oxen, and 61,000 asses, and 32,000 persons, that is, women who had never had sex relation with a man, and the half given as their part to the men who went to the well was 337,500 sheep, of which the Lord's part was 675. The number of oxen was 36,000, of which the Lord's part was 72. The number of asses was 30,500, of which the Lord's part was 61, and the number of persons was 16,000, of which the Lord's part was 32 persons. And Moses gave the Lord's part, lifted up as an offering, to Eleazar the priest, as the Lord had given orders to Moses. And from the half given to the children of Israel, which Moses had kept separate from that given to the fighting men. Now the people's half was 337,500 sheep, and 36,000 oxen, and 30,500 asses, and 16,000 persons. Even from the children of Israel's half, Moses took one out of every 50 men and beasts, and gave them to the Levites, who had the care of the house of the Lord, as the Lord gave orders to Moses. Then the men in authority over the thousands of the army, the captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, came to Moses and said to him, "Your servants have taken note of the number of all the fighting men under our orders, and everyone is present, and we have here an offering for the Lord from what every man took in the war, ornaments of gold, leg chains, and arm rings, fingers rings, earrings, and neck ornaments, to make our soul free from sin before the Lord." So Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold from them, even all the worked ornaments, and the gold which the captains of thousands and captains of hundreds gave as an offering to be lifted up before the Lord, came to 16,750 shekels, for every man of the army had taken goods for himself in war. Then Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold given by the captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, and took it into the tent of meeting, to be a sign in a memory of the children of Israel before the Lord. Now, chapter 32. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a great number of cattle. And when they saw that the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead was a good place for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and said to Moses and to Eleazar the priest and to the chief of the meeting, Ataroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimrah and Heshbon and Elialah and Sebam and Nebo and beyond, the land which the Lord gave into the hands of the children of Israel is a land for cattle, and your servants have cattle. And they said, "With your approval, let this land be given to your servants as their heritage. Do not take us over Jordan." And Moses said to the children of Gad and the children of Reuben, "Are your brothers to go to the war, while you take your rest here? Why would you take from the children of Israel the desire to go over into the land which the Lord has given them? So did your fathers, when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up to the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they took from the children of Israel the desire to go into the land which the Lord had given them. And at that time the Lord was moved to wrath, and made an oath, saying, truly, not one of the men of 20 years old and over who came out of Egypt will see the land which I give by oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because they have not been true to me with all their heart, but only Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, the son of Nun, because they have been true to the Lord. Then the Lord was angry with Israel, and he made them wanderers in the wasteland of 40 years, till all that generation who had done evil in the eyes of the Lord was dead. And now you have come to take the place of your fathers, another generations of sinners, increasing the wrath of the Lord against Israel. For if you are turned away from him, he will set them wandering again in the wasteland, and you will be the cause of the destruction of all these people. Then they came to him and said, we will make safe places for our cattle here, and towns for our little ones. But we ourselves will be ready armed to go before the children of Israel till we have taken them to their place. But our little ones will be safe in the walled towns against the people of the land. We will not come back to our houses till every one of the children of Israel has come into his heritage. For we will not have our heritage with them on the other side of Jordan and forward, because our heritage has come to us on this side of Jordan to the east. Then Moses said to them, if you will do this, arming yourselves to go before the Lord to the war, every armed man of you going across Jordan before the Lord till he has overcome and sent in flight all who are against him, and the land is under the rule of the Lord. Then after that you may come back, having done no wrong to the Lord and to Israel, and this land will be yours for your heritage before the Lord. But if you do not do this, then you are sinners against the Lord, and you may be certain that your sin will have its reward. So get to work building your towns for your little ones, and safe places for your sheep, and do as you have said. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben said to Moses, your servants will do as my Lord says. Our little ones, our wives, and our flocks, and all our cattle will be there in the towns of Gilead. But your servants will go over, every man armed for war, before the Lord to the fight, as my Lord says. So Moses gave orders about them to Eleazar the priest, and to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the heads of families of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said to them, if the children of Gad and the children of Reuben go with you over Jordan, every man armed for the fight before the Lord, and all the land is given into your hands. Then let them have to take their heritage with you in the land of Canaan. Then the children of Gad and the children of Reuben said, as the Lord has said to your servants, so will we do. We will go over armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, and you will give us our heritage on this side of Jordan. So Moses gave to them, even to the children of Gad and the children of Reuben, and to the half tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, king of Bashan, all the land with its town and the country around them. And the children of Gad were the builders of Dibon and Ataroth and Aroer and Aroth, Sophan and Jazer and Jogbeha and Beth Nimrah and Beth Haran, walled towns and sought in places for sheep. And the children of Reuben were the builders of Hezbon and Elieleh and Kiriathaim and Nebo and Balmeon, their names being changed, and Sibmah, and they gave other names to the towns they made. And the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead and took it, driving out the Amorites who were living there. And Moses gave Gilead to Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he made it his living place. And Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took the towns of Gilead, naming them Havoth, Jair, and Noba, went and took Kenath and its small towns, naming it Noba after himself. Numbers chapter 33. These are the journey of the children of Israel when they went out of the land of Egypt in their armies under the direction of Moses and Aaron, and the stages of their journey on their way out were put down in writing by Moses at the order of the Lord. These are the stages of their journey and the way they went. On the 15th day of the first month, they went out from Ramses. On the day after the Passover, the children of Israel went out by the power of the Lord before the eyes of all Egyptians, while the Egyptians were placing in the earth the bodies of their sons on whom the Lord had sent destruction, and their gods had been judged by him. So the children of Israel went from Ramesses and put off their tents in Succoth, and they went on from Succoth and put off their tents in Etham on the edge of the wasteland, and from Etham turning back to Pi Hahiroth, which is before Baal Zephon. They put off their tents before Migdol And journeying on from before Hahiroth, they went through the sea into the wasteland. They went 3 days' journey through the wasteland of Etham and put off their tents in Mara. And from Mara they went on to Elim. And in Elim there were 12 water springs and 70 palm trees. And they put off their tents there. And they went on from Elim and put off their tents by the Red Sea. Then from the Red Sea they went on and put off their tents in the wasteland of Sin. And they went on from the wasteland of Sin and put up their tents in Dokkah. And they went on from Dokkah and put off their tents in Alus. And they went on from Alus and put off their tents in Rephidim, where there was no drinking water for the people. And they went on from Rephidim and put off their tents in the wasteland of Sinai. And they went on from the wasteland of Sinai and put up their tents in Kibroth Hattaavah. And they went on from Kibroth Hattaavah and put up their tent in Hazeroth. And they went on from Hazeroth and put up their tents in Rithmah. And they went on from Rithmah and put off their tents in Rimmon parish. And they went on from Rimmon parish and put off their tent in Libnah. And they went on from Libnah and put off their tents in Risa. And they went on from Risa and put up their tents in Kehelatha. And they went on from Kehelatha and put up their tents in Mount Sephar. And they went on from Mount Sephar and put up their tents in Harada. And they went on from Harada and put up their tents in Makeloth. And they went on from Makeloth and put up their tents in Tahath. And they went on from Tahath and put up their tents in Terah. And they went on from Terah and put off their tents in Mithkah. And they went on from Mithkah and put up their tents in Hasomona. And they went on from Hasomona and put up their tents in Moseroth. And they went on from Moseroth and put up their tents in Benejakan. And they went on from Benejakan and put up their tents in Hor Hagidgah. And they went on from Hor Hagidgad and put up their tents in Jotbatha. And they went on from Jotbatha and put up their tent in Abrona. And they went on from Abrona and put up their tents in Ezion Geber. And they went on from Ezion Geber and put up their tents in the wasteland of Jin, which is Kadesh. And they went on from Kadesh and put up their tents in Mount Hor. on the edge of the land of Edom. And Aaron the priest went up into the mountain at the order of the Lord and came to his death there in the 40th year after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt. In the 5th month, on the first day of the month, Aaron was 123 years old at the time of his death in Mount Hor, and news of coming of the children of Israel came to the king of Arad, the Canaanites, who was living in the south in the land of Canaan. And from Mount Hor they went on and put off their tents in Jalmona. And they went on from Jalmona and put off their tents in Punon. And they went on from Punon and put off their tents in Oboth. And they went on from Oboth and put off their tents in Ie Abarim at the edge of Moab. And they went on from Iim and put off their tents in Dibongad. And from Dibongad they went on and put off their tents in Almon Diblathiam. And from Almon Diblathaim they went on and put off their tents in the mountains of Abarim before Nebo. And they went on from the mountains of Abarim and put up their tents in the lowlands of Moab by Jordan at Jericho, planting their tents by the side of Jordan from Beth Jeshimoth as far as Abel Sittim in the lowlands of Moab, and in the lowlands of Moab by Jordan at Jericho. The Lord said to Moses, say to the children of Israel, when you go over Jordan into the land of Canaan, see that all the people of the land are forced out from before you and put to destruction all their pictured stones and all their metal images and all their high places, and take the land for yourselves for your resting place. For to you I have given the land as your heritage, and you will take up your heritage in the land by the decision of the Lord. To every family its part. The greater the family, the greater its heritage, and the smaller the family, the smaller will be its heritage. Whenever the decision of the Lord gives to any man his part, that will be his distribution, will be made to you by your father's tribes. But if you are slow in driving out the people of the land, then those of them who are still there will be like pinpoints in your eyes and like thorns in your sides, troubling you in the land where you are living. And it will come about that as it was my purpose to do them, so I will do to you. Numbers chapter 34. And the Lord said to Moses, give orders to the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land of Canaan, this is the land which is to be your heritage, the land of Canaan inside these limits, that your south quarter will be from the wasteland of Jin by the side of Edom, and your limit on the south will be from the east end of the Salt Sea, and round to the south of the slope of Akrabim, and on to Jin, and its direction will be south of Kadesh Barnea, and it will go as far as Hazar Adar and on to Azmon, and from Azmon it will go round to the stream of Egypt as far as the sea, and for your limit on the west you will have the Great Sea and its edge. This will be your limit on the west, and your limit on the north will be the line from the Great Sea to Mount Hor, and from Mount Hor the line will go into the direction of Hamath. The farthest point of it will be at Jeddah, and the limit will go on to Jipron with its farthest point at Hazar Enan. This will be your limit on the north, and on the east your limit will be marked out from Hazar Enan to Sepham, going down from Sepham to Riblah on the east side of Ain, and on as far as the east side of Sea of Kinnereth, and so down to Jordan, stretching to the Salt Sea. All the land inside these limits will be yours. And Moses gave orders to the children of Israel, saying, this is the land which is to be your heritage by the decision of the Lord, which by the Lord's order is to be given to the 9 tribes and the half tribe. For the tribe of the children of Reuben by their fathers' families, and the tribe of the children of Gad by their fathers' families, and the half tribe of Manasseh had been given their heritage. The 2 tribes and the half tribe had been given their heritage on the other side of Jordan at Jericho. On the east, looking to the down, and the Lord said to Moses, these are the names of the men who are to make the distribution of the land among you: Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun. And you are to take 1 chief from every tribe to make the distribution of the land. And these are the names of the men of the tribe of Judah: Caleb the son of Jephunneh; and of the tribe of the children of Simeon, Samuel the son of Ammihud; of the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad the son of Chislon; and of the tribe of the children of Dan, a chief, Buki the son of Jogli; of the children of Joseph; of the tribe of the children of Manasseh, a chief, Haniel the son of Ephod; and of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, the chief, Kemuel the son of Siptan; And of the tribe of the children of Jebulun, the chief Elizaphan, the son of Parnak. And of the tribe of the children of Issachar, a chief Paltiel, the son of Ajan. And of the tribe of the children of Asher, a chief Ahihud, the son of Selomi. And of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, a chief Pedahel, the son of Ammihud. These are they to whom the Lord gave orders to make the distribution of the heritage among the children of Israel in the land of Canaan. Numbers chapter 35. And the Lord said to Moses in the lowland of Moab by Jordan at Jericho, give orders to the children of Israel to give to the Levites from the heritage which is theirs town for themselves, with land on the outskirts of the towns. These towns are to be their living places, with land round them for their cattle and their food and all their beasts, stretching from the wall of the towns a distance of 1,000 cubits all round. The measures of this space of land is to be 2,000 cubits outside the town on the east and 2,000 cubits on the south and on the west and on the north, the town being in middle. This space will be the outskirts of their towns, and the towns which you give the Levites are to be six safe places to which the taker of life may go in flight. And in addition, you are to give them 42 towns. 48 towns are to be given to the Levites, all with land round them. And these towns are to be given out of the heritage of the children of Israel, taking the greater number from those who have much and a smaller number from those who have little, everyone in the measure of his heritage is to give of his property to the Levites. And the Lord said to Moses, say to the children of Israel, when you have gone over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then the certain towns be marked out as safe places to which anyone who takes the life of another in error may go in flight. In these towns you may be safe from him who has the right of punishment, so that death may not overtake the taker of life till he has been judged by the meeting of the people. Six of the towns which you give will be such safe places, three on the other side of Jordan, and three in the land of Canaan, to be safe places for flight, for the children of Israel, and for the man from another country who is living among them. These six towns are to be safe places where anyone causing the death of another through error may go in flight. But if a man gives another man a blow with an iron instrument, causing his death, He is a taker of life, and is certainly to be put to death. Or if he gives him a blow with a stone in his hand, causing his death, he is a taker of life, and is certainly to be put to death. Or if he gave him blows with a wood instrument in his hands, causing his death, he is a taker of life, and is certainly to be put to death. He whose right it is to give punishment for blood may himself put to death the taker of life when he comes face to face with him. If in his head he put a sword through him, or waiting secretly for him, sent a spear or stone at him, causing his death, or in hate gave him blows with his hand, causing death, he who gave the death blow is to be put to death. He is a taker of life. He whose right it is to give punishment for blood may put to death the taker of life when he comes face to face with him. But if a man has given a wound to another suddenly and not in hate, or without design, has said something against him, or has given him a blow with a stone without seeing him, as causing his death, though he had nothing against him and no desire to do him evil, then let the meeting of the people be judged between the man responsible for the deed and him who has the right of punishment for blood, acting by these rules. And let the people keep the man responsible for the deed safe from the hands of him who has the right of punishment for blood, and send him back to his safe town where he had gone in flight. There let him be till the death of the high priest who was marked with the holy oil. But if ever he goes outside the walls of the safe town where he had gone in flight, and the giver of punishment, meeting him outside the walls of the town, puts him to death, he will not be responsible for his blood, because he had been ordered to keep inside the said town till the death of high priests. But after the death of the high priests, the taker of life may come back to the place of his heritage. These rules are to be your guide in judging through all your generations wherever you may be living. Anyone causing the deed of another is himself to be put to death on the word of witnesses. But the word of one witness is not enough. Further, no price may be given for the life of one who has taken life and whose right reward is death. He is certainly to be put to death, and no price may be offered for one who has gone in flight to a safe town, for the purpose of letting him come back to his place before the death of the high priests. So do not make the land where you are living unholy, for blood makes the land unholy, and there is no way of making the land free from the blood which has come on it, but only by the death of him who was the cause of it. Do not make unclean the land where you are living and in which is my house. For I, the Lord, am present among the children of Israel. Thank you for watching.